Hello and welcome. This is Zachary Oliver from Theology Gaming once again with more Mushihimesama goodness. Now, I haven't recorded much of it, even though I wrote a big long review, which I'm sure will be linked below if I'm smart enough to do that. But there is also the fact that I actually beat the game on normal original, so I'm kind of happy about it. So, let's do a replay. Because I'm not particularly good at this game, I thought I would give you hints. This is probably my first one credit clear, I would guess. The Eschatos one kinda doesn't count because it was on easy, but some general tips are in order. Okay, so you want to set. Here's the thing. There's what they call super shot in this game, which makes it much easier to survive, and you can kill enemies a lot quicker. But it requires a bizarre, convoluted control scheme. So you want bomb as your second button as normal, and you want full auto as your primary attack button. And the reason why is because if you hold full auto and you tap the normal shot button at a certain, regular interval, right? It will actually cause your shot to do a massive amount of damage in a focused area, which is good, because you want to kill things really fast in this game. Now, the way you do it is either you get carpal tunnel syndrome, or you use the in-game rapid shot controls. So what I basically do is that I hold full auto the whole time, then I hold on to rapid shot, and then I also hold on to normal shot button when I want to slow down. Because in this game, if you hold on to the shot button, you slow down so you can actually see your hitbox, and so that you can navigate through dense bullet patterns. Anyway, so the rapid shot settings here are for the S power. S power is the strongest shot in the game, but it also is the most narrow, which is problematic for some things. But here is the trigger time, which basically is the shot duration, and the rapid shot rate. Now, these two settings, 3 and 2, are the S power ones. I don't know what the other ones are. I'm sure they're on the Steam discussion forum somewhere, but you will need all of these buttons, and you will definitely need bomb at hand. So basically there's like 4 buttons. If you're curious, I'm playing with a Sega Saturn pad because my joysticks I don't feel are accurate enough. So this is perfectly doable with a normal controller. Alright, so let us see here. I imagine I'm going to have to increase the size of the screen when I get into the game. I'm not sure. Let me go look. So if I press play. Apologies, this is the first time I've set up this game on this computer because my computer had a meltdown when I got back from vacation, unfortunately. Oh good, it saves all your settings. Excellent. Okay. Sorry, coffee. Yeah, that's about right. I turned smoothing off because it looks smudgy. You know, when you're playing a game that's made out of basically pixels, you don't want it smudgy. And, you know, the desktop background thing is fine. It might be distracting for some people. You can switch that in the options too. Okay. Replay data. Alright, first time we did this, obviously, the replay did not come out well. As you can see, my score is actually lower than the one that I got all the way to stage 5, but fear not. I did actually make it through the entire game. It just has not showed it yet. Yes, okay. Hopefully this will prove useful to you. Okay, see, I choose normal, I choose S power. The other ones are not going to help you do it the first time. Okay, so I do make a ton of dumb mistakes during this run, but suffice to say, they were not incredibly decided mistakes. They were like, I got distracted for a moment, or spaced out, or I freaked out because bad things were happening to me, and I will get to that later in the video. So the first stage is pretty much standard. So here's what I do in the first stage. I thought to myself, well, I assume I'm going to die at some point in the entire stage, so I'm thinking to myself, why not just collect as many little gems as possible? Now, basically in original mode, the score is pick up gems, and then don't die. You get a 10 million point bonus for each life you get at the end of the game. So, but I don't have any extra lives at the end of the game, which means I have 0 extra point score. So basically, what I've been doing in the entire game here is trying to collect as many gems as possible to get to the first extra life extend, which I believe is at 2.5 million points. So right now you start at 2, and you can get 1 at 2.5 million, and you can get 1 at 5 million, and then there's one hidden extra life which you can get, and that's also what you'd have. And that's 5 extra lives the entire game. That's it. There's no more. If you mess up any more than that, then you're dead. So here you can see basically I'm going back and forth on the screen. I know exactly where I'm going because I've been playing this so long. And you can basically, in most stages, all you have to do is go left to right and just be very subtle about it. This first boss can get you on this first pattern, but you just need to not move so much like I just did there. I could have definitely died. Because it only hits, it goes a little bit on your location. It's slightly aimed. So all you have to do is tap a little bit and you'll be out of range. As you'll see, this boss dies really quick. Yeah, you tap a little bit. This is the easiest part of the whole thing, because those shots are aimed, and you can actually weave right over, crossover to the left, as you saw I was just about to do, but I actually went all the way over to the left before he started that pattern, which made it a whole lot easier. Okay, so you can see we got a point bonus here. You get a point bonus for not dying, which is great. So I'm at about 800,000, which is about standard. And I have 1 trace power up, which is kind of like the Gradius options. And you can also get formation, which will become much more useful later. As you'll see, I'll be gaming to actually get it. When you see the power up, it actually comes up. And you can wait for the power up to turn to the one you want, if you really want. Now there's a way to milk extra points on those before those little flower buds open up. If you're right next to it and you're doing the power shot, it will actually generate tons and tons of gems. But since I didn't feel confident enough to do it, I just decided not to. Here, this guy, you move a little right or left, you're good to go. As you can see, it's basically moving, you want to move up and left, and then down, and then to the right, and then up, and then back down, and then to the left. What you're basically doing is you're hurting or streaming the bullets towards a particular location. Now here, this looks more complicated than it is, and I've died so many times to it. As you can see, I barely moved. Alright, here, this part's actually really easy. You just you dodge that, and then he's gonna die. And then extra enemies pop out if you do that, which gets you extra point bonus. See, a lot of the time, it's just sit at the bottom of the screen and tap dodge. Tap, tap, tap. Just little taps. Little taps. Alright, okay, so the antlines ahead are bullet cancel. So you want to kill as many of them as possible, and then you come to this right-hand side, you kill that. It cancels all the bullets on screen, you get a nice point bonus. Everybody wins. Except for the enemies. Except for the bugs. Now remember, is there a slowdown function? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so, yeah, look at that. So basically, if you know where all the ant lines are, and you're adept enough to dodge while also dodging other bullets, you're actually good to go. First 2 stages are pretty light, and you shouldn't really have much problem with it with a few hours of practice. Yep, see? Then I go for all the points. Now here, I'm going to wait for the power-up to turn into the formation, because formation's better. Now here, for survival purposes, I kill all the legs first. It actually makes this first pattern much easier than it would be otherwise. Of course, you don't get a point bonus, but, you know, at this, you know, I'm just trying to not die. That's just a back and forth. You can kind of see what I'm doing half the time. It's pretty easy. Now, this pattern, it looks a lot harder than it is. All you have to do is kind of like stand still and just look for an opening, and then move. There's really not much to it, to be quite honest. This is just tap dodging, and you're good to go. Okay, pattern 2. Pattern 2 also looks really complicated at first. You just need to use the screen real estate here, because if you don't, right, you're just going to get trapped. And if you can survive that pattern, you're good to go. This one's really easy. You just kind of sit there and you do a little tap dodge, and since you've got the S shot, you just blow them up. Alright, yeah, first 2 stages are pretty much cakewalk, simple. And we are at, I would guess, we're almost at 2.5 million at the end of this stage. Yep, okay, almost, see? That's where you want to be when you get to stage 3, because stage 3 is quite a difficult stage. I would say it's probably the most difficult one in the whole game. But once you actually know what you're doing, it's very, very simple. The problem is that it looks like there's a ton of bullets on screen. But there actually isn't. As you can see, I'm moving between using the power shot and using the rapid shot wide in order to kill enemies that are easy to kill. So you'll see it like, you'll see all the bugs go into me and then come out. And that's when I know that I'm in a stage where I want to kill these. Now, this part looks a lot harder. You basically sit there, wait for an opening when they shoot at you, and then you go to the other side. You'll see exactly what I'm doing, right? Okay, watch. So I know they're coming at me. The turrets will always shoot exactly at you, so you just need to know where you're going. You go back to the left. You know that one's shooting at you, move over. Because even the little bug, moth thing, aim shots, they're always going to be aimed at you. So you really don't have to worry about it. You just have to be very cautious and watch for the turrets, because the turret shots are a lot faster. Alright, and that part's pretty simple. Alright, you know, at a point, there are parts where you have to memorize where you're going, but... See, even those, I never had to use the power shot on those. This guy, if you kill him before he pops out, it's much easier to dodge. There are parts where it gets really tricky, though. Okay, here, if you kill the rightmost thing first, it's a bullet cancel. Here, you just have to be really adept at looking at the pattern here, and then moving accordingly. See, because it's very fast when you actually see it in play. It's very difficult to see. Alright, here, you just kind of go, you direct the bullets to the right, and then you sweep back over to the left, over and over again. I think the moths, yeah, basically I'm in a position where I'm trying to kill the thing on the right, so that the caterpillars don't kill me. If you have a really wide shot, you'll do it easily. That's why I have formation on this stage, because it doesn't make sense to have anything else. Alright, here's where it gets a little complicated. Just got to be really careful with those moths. Okay, there'll be a wave there, and a wave to the right, and then you just have to tap dodge out of the way. And then the moths will actually stop shooting you there. See? So you actually can kill this thing by itself. You just have to be aware that immediately when it stops shooting and it explodes, the moths will start shooting at you again. Alright, the fourth power-up comes up now, I think? Yeah, right there. Alright, and once you do this, you have 4, which means you technically can just sit there and just tap dodge the little caterpillar things, because they're just aimed at you. But I prefer to just try to kill it as fast as possible. There. Alright, left, right. Then you tap dodge a little bit. Now here, you can really mess up if you decide you're going to use the power shot, because the little moss will keep shooting at you at the same time as this pattern, and this pattern is really hard the first time you look at it. It's basically like little tap dodges in between stuff. And there will be one more salvo that he'll shoot out too, which is really very narrow. S-Power has the widest movement range. It moves the fastest, which makes it difficult. Here you can milk a few points from the thing. Now, if you kill all 8 parts of the thing before you kill the middle, you get an extra 1-up, which is what I'm going to do here, and fail miserably at, because every time I do this, I tend to dodge it wrong. So, yeah, right there. There's death 1. I was not paying attention for that one moment. In here, you kill it, you get your extra life, you're good to go. So, kind of made up the difference. Not point-wise, but survival-wise. Now, the Moth Boss is basically a test of whether or not you can dodge things with pure reflex, which is what I'm going to do here. You dodge and weave those little ones, because the other ones aren't going to hit you. Then it gets super fast at one point. It actually looks complicated, but it's not. You just kind of dodge the things that are going right at you. Which sounds easier said than done, but if you just stand there, you'll kind of get the sense of it. I think I bomb here? Yeah. It's just too... Those are too fast, and I didn't want to risk it. And there, I can't even believe I survived that. So yeah, stage 3. As you can tell, I'm probably going to make lots of stupid mistakes coming up. And there's no miss bonus on here, obviously, because I died. But here's the thing. Remember to use the bombs. There's no score problems using bombs in original mode. So if you use a bomb, use it. These little guys, these green bugs, you just have to know where they are, and you just blow them up. Because if you leave them on the screen for even a little bit, they complicate life very hard. Their pattern is just very difficult to deal with, and they just keep shooting until you kill them. And you really don't want that, because this entire stage is like aimed bullet heaven. Okay, here we go. There'll just be tons and tons of little turrets, sniper tanks, whatever you want to call them. And they're just going to shoot at you. That's almost the entirety of this stage. Is basically managing these huge waves of aimed bullets. And also knowing where those green dudes are. As you can see, I borderline memorized their location because they just are so annoying. And it didn't make any sense not to, because, yeah. Here you want to actually set up, going left to right from one end of the screen to the other, because those guys will catch you off guard real fast. Those, I don't have a perfect way to tap dodge them, but I think I was just a little nervous at this point because I was so far ahead. Yeah, see? You want to clear the screen in between the green bugs coming down. Because if you don't, again, you're going to be dealing with shots from two different directions. Here I'm trying to avoid picking up the trace power up, but I fail. This also looks more complicated than it is. Alright, this is just tap dodging. Seriously, there's nothing's happening. Okay, here you have to dodge through and then tap again. Dodge through, tap again. Dodge through, tap again. It looks really fast, but in practice it's actually a lot easier than you think it is. By the time that he actually gets too fast for you, he'll be dead. I had real problems with that mid-boss for a while, but I ended up pulling that one out, which was a nice touch. As you can see, I'm also still collecting little gems, because I don't want to die. And by streaming the bullets and hurting them to the specific locations, you can actually see that I'm creating space for myself to move through the bullet curtains. Now here, if you kill the tail on these enemies, it will cancel all bullets. There we go. Also, if you touch the enemies before you shoot down parts of them, they will kill you. I know this from doing it myself many, many times, over and over again. So, here I don't take the risk of shooting the thing, and unbelievably I survive, even though I made a huge mistake. On normal mode, it's not so important to know this, but I imagine on upper difficulty levels where the bullets are just endless, yeah, you will need to know. Just remember, do not touch these giant dragonflies. Don't touch them with your body because you'll actually blow up if you touch the parts that aren't on magic fire explosion. And there, we hit life 4. Excellent. See, I just say I don't want to deal with this crap, so then I just blow them up. And then it leads into the next one. Their shot's easy to dodge from the front, so it's no biggie. Alright, here, there'll be like 3 of them, so just sit in the right-hand corner and just be patient. If you start killing that head up there before you kill the other one, he'll be weak enough that you'll be able to shoot him down, and it'll be pretty much very simple to get through here. Alright, this boss is kind of a pain. I can't remember how many times I die on it, but it's definitely enough to make me reconsider doing it. His pattern is just really dangerous. I think that's part of the problem. It's not here, it's this part. Yeah. And then there's one super fast one, which I would imagine I die from. Yeah, that one. The problem is you're supposed to be in the middle when it happens, and not here. And I think I pretty much bombed through parts of this, and I just say screw it. Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't want to die! I'm so close! Also, by the way, I actually did this on a cruise ship, out of all things. So yeah, see, he's not that hard. Just judicious use of bombs. You're gonna need the bombs later. Think of the extra lives as new bomb stocks, so you don't want to die before using the bombs, which cancel all the bullets on screen. Also, you want to be moving forward while using bombs, because the bombs don't just kill things, you actually have to aim it slightly. Alright, last stage. Last stage is pretty hard. Not as hard as stage 3, but still pretty hard. You just kind of have to know where everything is. This is the stage I probably played the most, because you just kind of memorize the whole thing. It's all aimed bullets, they're all really fast. They're much faster than other stages, if you couldn't tell already. Those butterflies are the worst. Okay, these little toilet things, they're bullet canceling, as you can tell. Okay, so basically here you have all the lives you could possibly get. So think of the 3 lives here as my resources, which I will squander horribly, as you will see as we go into the stage. I'll leave that as a surprise. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty confident in my abilities to actually finish this game without actually dying, which makes me super happy because I've been working on this for a couple weeks now. Tap, tap, tap. Yep. Here is basically the whole thing is knowing where the bullet canceling is, knowing where the enemy is going to shoot you from, and then just trying to clear the screen before the next wave comes. Because if you can clear the screen, you get rid of a lot of the aimed bullets, and it's much easier to dodge stuff. So you just kind of use the super shot on the big enemies, and then you use the little shot, you just use the big wide shot and everything else. Which is why I use formation here, because I can actually control where the bullets are coming from. As you can see, it's basically a whole lot of tap dodging and then just killing everything as fast as possible. There's really, like, not a lot of nuance to it. It's just kind of pure memorization to a point. Okay, I hate this mid-boss, and I died to it, and I'm not ashamed to say that I died to it, because I hate this boss. This mid-boss, goodness. I don't know why, it just always screws, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm just gonna bomb through it, and then I die anyway, because I'm an idiot. This part's really easy to dodge. I'm just nervous, and then I just die. And I'm like, oh, come on, really? And I had 2 lives left. Now here's where it gets tricky. You want to be... There's going to be just tons of it. Now what happens here is that room service comes into my room during this because my brother ordered a sandwich, and I am absolutely out of my mind trying to concentrate while this guy's delivering a sandwich to my room. I can't even believe I survived this. I was completely distracted. There was no way. I said, no way. Right now? And then, yeah, there we go. I did it. That part's super hard if you're trying not to concentrate on room service at the same time that you're actually doing the boss. Okay. The boss. What am I talking about? Anyway, this is just left to right, left to right. You know what? By this point, you've kind of seen the whole tactic here is go left to right, get these aimed bullets to go where you want them to go, and just know where everything is. Doesn't take that long. Probably 20 hours practice. When I say it doesn't take that long, yeah. But hey, it's pretty satisfying to do. And I'm pretty sure I do not die at all up to the boss to this point. Even in the crazy part. Although I do expend a ton of bombs. This part can kill you coming up. See, those enemies bullet cancel. I mean, you're just kind of saying the same things over and over again at this point. Now, there's a section here where it just gets super intense. And you're like, oh no. Right here. I just bombed, because before those plant turrets will definitely kill you if you don't get to it fast enough. Now here is the part where you really want to bomb. Because there is a ton of bullets on the screen, I can tell you that much. And, yeah, 1 bomb. That's all it took. And yes, these little enemies will keep coming out until the boss spawns, so, don't let them shoot you. It's happened. Here's where I make stupid mistakes in the last boss, because I'm super nervous, because I'm actually at the last boss with 2 lives left, which seems like plenty, until you find out your reflexes are dumb, and then you don't press the bomb button when you should, and you die a lot. So watch me squander my resources right here on the first phase of the boss, like an idiot. But I... And again, and I'm like, oh, come on, really? Well, I can tell you, I'm super happy I actually did it from here. Okay, you just macro dodge those. Those aren't hard. And I just bomb it. Yeah, I just kind of use the bombs as much as possible. And here I just wait for the screen to fill up with bullets, and I bomb again. And then I just barely eke out a win. Yeah, there you go. Boom. And let me tell you, I was super satisfied with doing that. Super satisfying. Yeah. Excellent. How long is that? 20 minutes? It's short. And so there it is. Okay, if I can beat a cave shmup, anybody can. Yeah, after practice. Lots and lots of practice. Thankfully, these skills will actually go over to other game styles and types, which means it's not a total waste of time. Also, this ending makes no sense. I have no idea what's happening in this game. Something about forests and the levee sense and the guy fighting on the Bugman thing. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it's cool looking. What does it matter? But yeah, so I did get 9 million points, aside from the fact that I died 5 times. Which was not my plan, but, you know, when you're at the end of the game for the first time, after just, like, hours and hours of work, it happens. So, my pro tip to you is try not to get nervous, because it happens and you'll die. Just play the game. Play the game. I'm super happy to have done it once, though. Maybe I'll try Maniac mode. I think I've been trying Maniac mode a little bit, but it's not quite a jump in difficulty like you'd think it would be, but it's still hard enough. And the scoring system is completely different, so who knows whether or not we'll get there. Yeah, this plot is so bizarre. The bugs. The bugs! And then you decompress, and you're done after your 20 minutes, and it's very satisfying. So yeah, if you've never done something like that in one of these games, you really should. It's pretty unbelievable. It's like, I can't believe I did it. Yeah, and I'm happy the replay actually worked this time, which is nice. Yeah, they've been patching this thing like mad since it came out, so hopefully that has fixed most, if not all, of the problems of the game. And you know what? I'd recommend this even at full price, to be quite honest. $20 is like nothing. That's why I gave it a 5-star review, I think. Yep, and there you go. That's the whole replay. Thanks for watching. I had a lot of fun playing it, and I hope you had a lot of fun listening to me ramble on about Mushihimesama. See you guys next time.